everybody, Karen Roby and Chris Matishik here for ZDNet. We're talking today about an article that Chris, you put together here for us, and you talk about that 1 in 5 IT security professionals fear their connected toilets will be hacked. Obviously, we're talking about security every day here, IoT devices, what's to come with all of that, but break this down for us. Start here with what they're concerned about and how toilets have anything to do with it.
Karen, have you ever thought what it's like to be an IT security professional? Just think of all the different gadgets that are being created that companies are using, and the poor IT security professional has to find some way to try and make all these new devices secure. And of course, they can't. And they know they can't because so many stakeholders, so many people involved, and these things are inherently not terribly secure in the first place. So I happened upon a survey created on behalf of a company called Encipher, who of course are IT security professionals, and they asked 1,800 IT security professionals in 14 countries about their fears for security of particularly Internet of Things gadgets. You know, all those little devices you have at home, smart speakers, what have you. Companies are using them too, more and more. So how bad is it? Well, 68% said they were incredibly scared that these devices would simply be hacked and repurposed to do something else other than what they were designed for. And presumably that something else wouldn't be something else good. And then more than 50% said, you know what, really worried that actually what's going to happen is these devices will get controlled remotely by nefarious people who are really not very nice and again want to destroy the company that we work for, which means we won't get a bonus. And so you read this stuff and you realize just how difficult it is to even contemplate that these devices will ever be secure and that security will be something that companies can actually feel good about.
Well, yeah.
And then there were the toilets, as you mentioned. The toilets. So the surveyors asked these IT security professionals a few personal questions about what they were afraid of. And, 21% actually said one of their big fears was that pranksters would hack their connected toilets and embarrass them in public. IT security professionals really don't want to be embarrassed in public. And so they're really worried that when they get a connected toilet, and frankly, who doesn't want a connected toilet, they will suffer terribly. Their image will suffer, their persona will suffer. They will be embarrassed in public.
Well, and that's my question there to stop first, before we talk about the obvious security issues, but a connected toilet, is that a thing? Am I missing out?
Well, apparently it is a thing. It's not a thing that I personally feel a desperate hole in my life, if I can put it that way, without a connected toilet. I feel the kind of toilets that we have currently seem to function perfectly well. But some people want a connected toilet. Yes, they want to flush their toilet from their phones, because essentially the whole idea of the connected world is that every physical thing in your house and in your life will be connected to your phone. So you can push buttons to simultaneously flush your toilet and turn your lights on. What could be more exciting than that?
I can think of many things more exciting. I feel like the toilet is just one thing that just needs to be left unconnected to us and to our phone. Obviously, Chris, it just brings up the bigger issue here with, and they talked about that in this study for, public key infrastructure, keeping up with the updates and all of these security challenges, and how that could possibly be put on, one security or a team of security folks. It's a huge problem when it comes to IoT devices that we don't have any answers for yet.
We don't. And inside companies, one of the big problems that these IT security professionals pointed out is that there's no clear jurisdiction. Not one person is necessarily in control of all the security in a company anyway. There are several people involved. There are several people with diverse interests who have an influence in how security is managed, paid for, what kind of security is bought, what kind of risks are taken. And so if you have no one in particular in charge, that makes things even worse. So yes, I think it's a big problem.
Anything else, Chris, that jumped out at you from the survey? I know they talked about encryption and things like that with certain IoT devices. Anything else that caught your eye besides the toilet, obviously?
Well, to me, the most delicious part of the survey, other obviously than the fabulous toilet information, was that 8% of these IT security professionals genuinely believe there is no security issue with any Internet of Things gadget. I don't know what kind of world they live in. I don't know which country they might live in. I don't know what kind of lives they lead. But seriously, if they genuinely believe there is no security risk, it's as if they've never read anything in the media. It's as if they've never had an experience. It's as if they've never been hacked. They've never actually received any spam email. It's a very strange thing that 8% actually have enough confidence to believe that it's all going to be just fine.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want them in charge of security at my company or anything that has to do with my my home, Chris. That is a little bit concerning here. All right, well, that full study, I know we've got all the information in your article here on ZDNet, and we always appreciate that you can take something like security and put a little something in there interesting like the toilet. You always seem to find those things to pull out.
Just put security in the toilet. It's terrible, isn't it?
And there you have, yes. Thank you, Chris. All right, for Chris's full article, make sure you check out ZDNet. Thanks so much for watching.